Next up, at UFC Vegas 70, we have Hailey Cowan taking on Ailin Perez. Hailey Cowan, 7-2 overall, 4-1 in her last 5, making her official UFC debut after a close Contender Series win. Ailin Perez, 7-2 overall as well, 3-2 in her last 5, coming off the loss in her UFC debut. Ailin Perez, we have seen her twerk everywhere, at the weigh-ins, on Instagram, on Twitter, before her last fight where she got beat up. She lost that fight. She got smacked around. She got stopped. She lost that fight. That's what Ailin Perez does. Outside of the twerking, though, she's stupid tough. She's mostly a grappler. When she's striking, she's got a decent jab. She uses it to come forward. She walks people down. But her grappling is solid. She's big. She's strong. She can bully people to the ground. She uses trips and drags. And once she hits the ground, she's actually pretty measured and pretty controlled. She's taking on Hailey Cowan. Hailey Cowan is big, strong. She's long. She's powerful. She is a striker. She'll wrestle when she needs to. She's light on her feet. She's got a traditional kickboxing type style, and she uses that to close distance and work against the cage. Her offensive takedowns are just okay. But her takedown defense, I was very, very impressed with her takedown defense. She will scramble really well. She'll use whizzers and inside trips to just keep herself on her feet. She's athletic, powerful, fast. Of these two, Hailey Cowan is by far the better athlete. Straight up MMA skill-wise, Ailin Perez is probably the more skilled MMA fighter. But I like Hailey here. I like Hailey here. This is one of those interesting fights. She was a plus 130 dog. She's now a minus 130 favorite. Ailin Perez went from the favorite to the underdog. This was a full flip. I'm not going to bet on this fight. We're going to see how it goes and use that knowledge going forward to track these type things. But I think Hailey Cowan gets it done. I think she's just too big, too strong, too athletic, and she could avoid getting taken down. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, so this basically comes down to what people remember from the Ailin Perez Stephanie Egger fight, and I got caught up in that as well. I mean, when I remember in my mind of that fight, as you mentioned, it was the twerking, it was the nonsense, and then it was she just getting dominated in the octagon. That's not what happened. I mean, that literally is not what happened. She came in, got a takedown, was getting some sweeps. What she struggled with in that fight, I mean, I thought she looked fantastic in that fight, except for the judo of Stephanie Egger. And Hailey just does, I mean, she literally does not have that level of judo. So when they get in those clinch positions where Ailin was, about to get those takedowns on Stephanie, she was inside trip, she was headlock taken down and controlled in that way. You're not going to see that out of Hailey. I mean, you just are not going to see that at Hailey. And the level of competition from Hailey, I mean, we talked about this, and I mentioned it 2 fights ago. She's fighting, a 2-0, 38-year-old, Hawaiian lady that she's trying to take down. She can't take her down. She can't take her down. I think that I agree with you. She is the better athlete of the two. But the difference is, as you mentioned, Perez is the much better mixed martial artist. I mean, she actually has the takedown. She has the ground. She has and I think she's just much, much nastier inside the octagon. So I was very surprised when I broke down this fight and saw that Perez was the underdog in this matchup, because I think she's the much better fighter. So I'm going with Perez, and I think that she could finish this early. If she gets a takedown early, which I think she can, I think she gets nasty with this girl who isn't really a mixed martial artist at heart, a former gymnast. And that's nothing against gymnasts, because those are some of the toughest girls in the world, and I mean, they're fucking beautiful as well. But I'm going with Ailin Perez. I think she gets an early takedown and really mauls this girl. I mean, I think it could be easy for her. I'm pretty high on her this week.
Listen, you're talking about Hailey's level of competition. What I heard you say was she beat an undefeated fighter on the ground that has a Hawaiian fighting spirit. You're like, oh, she beat a 38. She beat an undefeated.
She beat somebody's grandmother.
Was that person undefeated?
At the time, they were undefeated. That is correct.
Okay, so she beat an undefeated fighter. Was that person from a general region, country, or state that has a fighting spirit? They're known to be tough.
Nobody is tougher than the Hawaiians, that's for sure.
Okay, so that's 2 for me. Was that person finished in that fight?
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Okay. Did Hailey get the takedown in that fight?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, thank you. The prosecution rests. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you going to spend the $7,600 on Ailin Perez in DraftKings?
I'm spending everything on it. I'm literally spending
I've been tolerating the shirt. Take it off.
Huh?
Just take the fucking shirt off. And people don't know what the hell's going on. There we go. And I know you wanted me to take, because I don't know how long you were going to do that.
You said keep it on the entire thing, so I would have sit there the entire thing. So
it was getting annoying, frankly.
Did it look realistic though? I thought about trying to do it with the mouth.
Somebody in the comments said put the hat on over it, which would have been solid.
That would have been pretty good.
Yeah. All right, you're spending the $7,600. Listen, I'm not. But very quickly, you and I fought about this one all day, and I was like, we're gonna bet $100 on it.
200.
This is not a hill. This is not a hill I'm gonna die on.
Oh!
But I'll bet the $100.
200.
I'll bet the $100.
250.
Shut the fuck, dude. The last three of these,
50.
The last three of these we did, I won. I'm not gonna do it. Bully me? You're gonna bully me?
You talk shit.
You're getting bullied by the little Ronnie from
the amount of time, the text that he was sending me, the calls. He would just call me. I'd pick up. He'd go, Hailey Cowan, oop, and then hang up real quick. I'm like, what is going on? Couldn't wait to make the bet. Then I'd call your bluff, and you fold like a little boy.
It's not a bluff. We said $100. We always bet $100.
Little pussy boy.
Okay. All right.
Boy.
Little tiny Ronnie from what the hell is that movie?
We'll just do 200. Okay, let's just do 200 then.
We're betting $100 like people. First of all, I won like 5 of those bets, and I just gave you the money back because I feel bad. You win 1 out of 6. You're like, "Where's my money?"
I've never said, "Where's my money?"
$2
Sometimes you do not pay. I'll tell you that.
It's $2 super chat from Sam Pierce. Jacob, did you teach Angelo about bussy?
The bussy.
I have learned. I have 2 kids. They're sleeping right now. I officially know what bussy is. Thank you very much.
You said like I have learned, like you did a deep dive there.
They're new kids.
You did a deep dive. I have learned everything about the bussy.
Why does it look wet?
What?
What? Yours get wet? You've seen wet ones?
Still green. Just an update on the banana. We'll see what it looks like. Oh, that'll be fun.
Frozen,
what if I put it?
salad.
What if I just hung it right here? We'll watch it ripen together.
Yeah, that sounds like a blast. That sounds like a blast.
Anyway,
I do think Hailey Cowan wins this fight. I am willing to spend $100 against you. No more.
And I am willing to spend $250 against you, but you don't have the confidence I
You're
have, so.
more confident in yours than mine. We're still on the opposite side. If you were that confident, you would just take the 100, but you're not. You're trying to bully me out of the bet.
No, not. So, if you accepted the bet, we would have the bet. What do you mean bully you out of the bet? I said I put a monetary something out there in front of you. You won't accept it. If you accept it, it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, no, actually, I just changed my mind. I said 250, so take 250.
It's the equivalent of bluffing with an all-in in poker. Oh, no, I'm all in, hoping nobody matches it. That's what you're doing.
But if they match,
with the
then
$250. Correct, but I'm not.
I'm all in with fucking pocket aces, you stupid asshole. I'm not bluffing 7-2 offsuit. I'm not bluffing shit.
Just to be clear,
I have the fucking nuts.
Just to be clear, you are positive Ailin Perez wins this fight, but will not bet me $100. I just want to make sure that is your official stance.
No, I've already said yes to 100. I'm trying to make it
$250. 100. Oh, done 100. I thought you were like, no, I'll only do 250.
No, I will bet whatever you want. Add a few zeros. I don't give a fuck. Add a comma.
$1.99 super chat from Evan Mouse. Shimaev post Ramadan. Who's he fighting? This is going to derail the shit out of us. Hopefully Robert Whitaker. Call in on Thursday. Thursday we're doing a call-in show. You can call in, you can chat, you can hang out with the crew. Call in on Thursday. Thank you for the super chat.
Successful show on YouTube.
It is solid. People love calling in. They love chatting.
It's nonstop.
We need an operator to screen the calls.
The old school, the ting ting. I can't believe that was actually a thing. Like literally, like ting ting with the cables. You know, ting ting ting, connecting calls that way.
I've only seen it in movies, but I imagine that it's.
It's a real. It's a real thing. That's literally how it was done.
All right, are we done with this breakdown? I think Ailin Perez $7,600 is actually probably not the worst play in DraftKings. I would not spend $86 on UFC debut Hailey Cowan. That I would not do because Ailin Perez is tough as hell. I think she loses this fight, but she's not going to get stopped if she loses. She takes her beating. She takes her beatings. She's very tough.